You know, will you get upset? Will you get mad when that person says, "Well, look, yeah, I can't do it." So, Nika, could you read those few lines?
How could he refuse to come by and pick me up? It's right in his way. He could find some time alone some other time. That's so selfish of her to not come to the luncheon. After all, the rest of us are sacrificing. What do you mean, no? I just need the money for a little while.
There's one more in the back.
It seems that after all I do for you, you could at least do this one little favor.
So, has anybody ever felt like that? In all honesty, like when somebody tell you no, like when you ask somebody for something and you say, "Hey, can you come to this place and help me on this day or do whatever," and they turn you down? Has anybody felt a little mad?
Used to.
Used to. You know, I've matured to the place where that initial like it still comes, but then I'm like, okay, well they have the freedom to do what they want to do,
right?
Because I want the freedom to do what I want to do. I think that's the powerful thing about boundaries. It's like respecting people's freedom to say no, respecting their freedom to not want to do what you've always done, even if it's like, hey, man, really, man, we've always done this. We've been doing this for every year. We meet at this. Well, I mean, people may be growing in their life. They may want to do something different in their life, and not holding it against them. You know, because if you don't want someone to hold it against you, you gotta respect somebody else's boundaries. You gotta give them freedom. You about to say something?
Yeah. Because like so with that, right? We tend sometimes it is at our, I'm not sure if detriment may be a strong word, where we in the case of someone asking us to do something and you're like, I feel a certain way and so I'm gonna do it, right? But on the other side of it, when you ask another person, they have no issue with saying no, I can't do it. I don't have it. I don't have the time, and they're fine with it, right? But somehow we feel, like I said, I used to feel that way where I feel somehow guilty or whatever, that because I'm not helping. I feel like if I can help, I'm going to do it. Like somebody asked me for $20, but they ask like every month they ask for $20. Even if I have the $20, I'm gonna say no. Now I'm like I don't got it because this person only calls on the 28th of the month and want $20 to borrow. All right. So I think it's one of those things where we do have to respect our boundaries or put or stick to to the things that we put out. Because at the end I'm the one that's gonna feel bad, guilty, whatever, but and I'm talking to my wife about, this person, why they always calling and asking for money, or why they always doing this, and I'm the one that start feeling good about it, while the other person is, asking the next 2 or 3 people. Right?
Yeah, I agree, man. Any comments on? I have one more, but we're not gonna go into it just for time's sake. But any comments on this?
I feel like sometimes, maybe what people feel here.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of people that feel like, okay, if I did this for you, why you can't do it for me? They feel like they owe you something. They are all because,
Yeah. That's the worst thing. Like when people try to hold that guilt over your head, like, well, I remember when. Yeah, taking scores. And when you think about it, if they're taking scores, what was their true motive of helping you anyway? Because they thought it was going to get something back from you. So all of this is about, again, boundaries is about having freedom, and not carrying, not having a lot of these underlying emotions or some of this stuff. But the good one, the next one was good, but we'll hit it next time. You guys have 1 month to simmer on that.
Chris, one of the boundaries that my dad taught me, and this may be a Southern thing, but his idea is when it comes to family and friends, we don't lend money, we give.
Mm-hmm.
You give, and you give with the expectation that you never ever gonna give it back. And that decreases the liability on both sides and allows everybody to be free. Now, if you give it back, That's your responsibility. That's you.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes the same way that I try to teach my kids is treat others how you want to be treated. Not that they're going to do it today, but you do it. And then you just expect that sooner or later, maybe not that person, but somebody else will pay you back real good based upon your behavior.
Yeah.
Can do you mind if I ask a question?
No, go ahead.
Naomi,
Mm-hmm.
okay, on the serious side for Missy Vaughn, were you the one that when we did Crucial Conversations, we were talking about the stories we tell ourselves? Was that you?
I did.
Can you get a little bit into Missy Vaughn about the story she's telling herself now? Can you, do you?
Yeah, so whenever there's a situation between like what happens and our emotions, which lead to our actions, but between like what happens and our emotions, there are different stories that we tell ourselves that that influence like our emotions. So there, like this one, there's like the villain story, there is the victim story, and was there a third story?
It is victim, villain, and
Victim and villain. But in a way, you're telling like a villain story with